Hey guys, it's Fancy. And you're watching the
And
Good
Amy.
Vibes Network. And you're watching the Good Vibes Network. See, she got me that time. She finally did it the right way. We haven't done that one together for a while,
I
So,
know.
but that's how we used to do it with Colleen. Was I'm Fancy and I'm Colleen, and you're
Yeah.
watching the Good Vibes Network. Yeah.
Amy.
So, oh my goodness, guys. So today there has just been a wealth of information just pouring out. Um, we have been going through crime scene photos. We've discussed a couple different things within the house, outside of the house. We've talked about some of the things with Christy. And I just kind of wanted to do a quick overview of all the things that we've kind of brought forward today. And I wanted you guys to be able to kind of just get a little bit more description of things. Now, I want to talk about something very quickly here that I have not talked about today. Um, and so I did a little search for Springfield weather history for June 14th, 2015. So there were some scattered showers in the very early morning, but it did not, or about 1 o'clock, it did not last for very long.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was just kind of scattered clouds, and it was sunny up till 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and then at 8:54 to 10:01, it began raining pretty heavily at that point in time. The humidity was up about 90% to 93% at that time. So I want to show you something, and this is why it's relevant. So let me get this up. Amy's not even seen this yet. She has no idea what I'm about to show you guys. So if you're looking at the crime scene photos, um, one of the things that's very interesting to me about the fact that there is no um, one of the pages of evidence of markers 1 through 7 is not in the case files. It is not there at all, as if 1 through 7 does not even exist.
Mm-hmm.
They start with 8, the page that says 8, 9, 10, 11, and it tells you about each different one of these things that they've collected. But what you're looking at right here is the driveway, and I have been trying to figure out exactly where it was that the cigarette is placed. Okay. So I want you to look at this little spot right here. Do you see a red cap, or do you see a cigarette butt there? Amy,
I can't see anything red.
you can't see anything red, and there doesn't seem to be, there's no cigarette butt right there, right?
No.
Okay. So just give me 1 second and let me pick up the next thing here. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Hey, isn't that funny that after it rained, there's the red cap and the cigarette butt? And that's either the red cap or it's the red chewing gum. I can't tell from the picture, but it's there and there. And
Mm-hmm.
eventually, a little number 1 marker goes down right here. But I'd like to know how it wasn't there and then it was there before they marked it. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, so but they went there, they got there at night, right?
They'd been there all afternoon. They did not get to, so they'd taken the pictures earlier, but they were not getting into the house. So I don't know if it's backwards and that it was raining and then it wasn't raining and they picked it up. But this is obviously very, very dry.
Yeah,
I'm
it's dry for sure.
extremely dry.
Mm-hmm.
It's light outside. And from
Mm-hmm.
what we can tell, it was still light outside when they started investigating the outside. And then when they breached the door around between 8 and 10 is when they went inside. And that's when it started raining. And that's why the one picture is dry and the next one is not. And they're in order. So the dry one is 37 and the not dry one is 39, which would indicate that 37 was taken before 39, not the other way around.
Right.
So dry, no cigarette, no red thing. Wet, cigarette, red thing.
Red cap.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just something.
Go back to the other one in the day, please.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me go back. I got to go back. Hold on. And I can't see what everybody's saying right now because of that. So just give me one moment.
Everyone's saying hi. Say hello to Alicia and Anarchy and Sailor.
Hi,
Tripping the
friend.
lights. Cassie. Misbehaving. Says, yeah, she probably has an excuse not to get her shit done. Yep.
All right, so I've got my drive here. All right, so the first one, the first one, you want the wet one or you want the or
Dry.
you want
Dry, please.
the dry one? Okay, hang on one second. I've got the wet one opening. All right, that's the wet one. It's number 39. If you go right here, number 37 is the dry one. There's absolutely nothing there.
No.
Absolutely nothing.
No, there's not. There's
there.
nothing. Okay.
There is no cigarette butt. There is no red cap. There's no chewing gum.
Nothing. No.
The pavement does not look like it was wet and then dried. So we've got, this is 37 and 39 looks like this. I mean, you could easily see this, the red thing, right? You could easily see
absolutely. It stands out.
It's definitely not there in the picture.
Yeah, it's not. It's there, and it's not. I just don't understand when it was put there.
I don't either. And the timeline of this is very suspicious, and it's one of the things that we've been working on today. So I want to show you guys something that I find really, really interesting about all of this is something else it has to do with Christy. So I'm going to share this little video right here.
That's true. Plastic and cigarette butts will float too.
Right. They would float. Hold on. So let me go right here. Go back. Just 1 second.
That's true. Is it a cat from one of them damn foggers?
No, it's much smaller than that.
No, I know.
From what I can tell, All right, so let me stop the screen. Let me go here.
Misbehaving said, when do the markers go down?
I am not sure what the first time. They don't have timestamps on any of this.
That's the thing. There's no timestamp.
That's one of the problems that we're having is that there's not timestamps on anything. But I want to show you this video. Let's talk about this one next. So this involves the medicine cabinet, and I want you guys to, it's just a little 3-minute clip, and then we'll discuss. So here we go. Oh, hold on. There's no sound. Have some interesting information from the crime scene photos and the autopsy that have me a bit perplexed. And Ms. Christie, I would like some explanations, ma'am, please. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So we've all seen this picture. It's been in all the documentaries, and it's the classic picture that HBO used to promote the theory that, Dee Dee was doing all kinds of horrible things and she was using all kinds of medications that Gypsy didn't need, and that just how polarizing this entire freaking picture here is, right? We all remember that, right? Okay. Now, if you look, and it's all in open boxes, it's all in opened everything. It's kind of just very interesting to me, but I want you guys to think about something. Now, the story has always gone that after the house was released, after Dee Dee's body was found, and the police released it to Christy and Rod, which I have no idea why they would release it to her and not the Petrie family. But hey, whatever. The story goes that, she found this wall of medicines, and she phoned up Mr. Stanfield and was like, "Oh my God, Mike, you have got to see this. The police missed everything, and this is crazy." Right? We've all heard that story. Hold my beer. Now, do you see an evidence marker right there, number 144? I see an evidence marker right there, number 144. Hey, look, do you see what's missing on that shelf and that shelf with the marker said 144? There's nothing there, right? Right. And for further proof, if you look down here to the last line of the autopsy history, it says it was reported that the medication was collected by the Greene County Sheriff's Office.
At the scene.
It was collected. But Christy wants us to believe that this was there days after the murder with no evidence marker, nothing being taken from the shelves, and that she cracked the case of the Munchausen by proxy shit with Mike, right? Hey, Christy Blanchard, you've got some splaining to do. Oh, and by the way, you know that letter that you wrote for me about the history of your life with Rod and Dee Dee that you're now trying to go around and say you didn't write? Honey, I have the text messages of you actually telling me you were writing it, that you did write it, and then you sent me the actual pages as well as pictures of the pages. Do you have a memory problem? I mean, it seems to me that the Blanchard family really has a problem with remembering the truth. Have a good one from the Good Wives, serving up true crime, one dish at a time. Bye, guys. Mwah.
So let's have a little chit chat.
Let's.
Well, give me your opinion, Amy, because, you know, I've already got my opinion forming here, but I'd love to hear what you think and what the audience thinks.
Christy thinks, or I'm sorry, Christy said that she had the medication.
Yes, the story always went was that when they turned over the house to Christy and Rod, that she found the medicine cabinet. It was 100% filled top to bottom. This is in Mommy Dead and Dearest, her talking about this, and that she herself phoned up Mike Stanfield, Gypsy's lawyer, and said, hey, you need to come over here and you need to look at this.
All
because,
this medicine.
oh my God, you can't believe this.
So it wouldn't have been there.
It wouldn't have been there.
Right.
The police stated in the autopsy that they collected it at the scene. The evidence marker shows that that was there and that the medicine was there with an evidence marker on it. And then it shows the evidence marker is on an empty shelf with an empty shelf below it. And they took all of that medication. And so what would be interesting about that, beyond the fact that they took it, and Christy says that they didn't, it would indicate that all of that medication in that spot right there was actually Dee Dee's medication, not Gypsy's, because Gypsy's are still here. Her, you know, some of the inhalers are still there. There's some other things still on the side there, but yet.
So why say she saw it?
Well, it sold the Munchausen by proxy story that
it sure did.
And it sold the fact that the cops missed it. Just like they supposedly missed a prescription pad under the bed. And there's a whole lot of different stories about that story. But hey, guess what? It's never proven one thing about it being a medicine, a freaking prescription pad. It's literally something she circles that is just about this big underneath the bed. That's a little white little thing. And I said to her, that doesn't look like a prescription pad at all. That looks like some sort of like box or a hard item. It's not. Where's the prescription pad, Christy? If you found her actual prescription pad, ma'am, why don't you have an actual prescription pad? And the funny thing about it is she used the photo from the crime scene to actually circle that and tell me that that was the prescription pad, but had no additional pictures of the prescription pad that she supposedly found over there. Now, I don't know a whole lot of nothing about nothing, but that sure seems like accessory after the fact at this point.
Yeah, that certainly does.
You want to look at the pic again? Yes, we can look at the picture. Let's look at the pictures. Let me see here. All right, so they're turned sideways. That's one of the reasons why I didn't necessarily want to do it that way, but hold on. Let me stop the screen from what it's sharing. Let me put it up here. Share the screen. Google Drive. Here is this. Okay, so if you're looking at it, you're right. That's all very organized. You're right. Well, the rest of it's kind of just haphazardly thrown in there. You are correct. You're very correct. And they used that in Mommy Dead and Dearest as a reasoning for how the rest of the house was
Hey,
completely
Mandolin.
you know, she really maintained this medicine cabinet, and how that indicated that, you know, that was the most important thing to her, was making Gypsy sick. And
Yep.
now that's not the case, ma'am. That's not the case. So how did we go from that and go backwards to this?
Right.
How? And then you're telling me that you walked in and it still looked like
Mm-hmm.
this, without the evidence marker, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Amy, it makes me think a little bit more about how, what you were saying about how certain bottles were labeled next to her, like Sleepy
Mm-hmm.
Baby and all that.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if, like you said, can you tell what you thought about that? So that
About
way,
labeling them, so
yes,
so
about labeling
Gypsy
the
knew which
medicines.
one,
Yes.
so she knew which ones to give her.
Yes. Right. Exactly. So now, so that's interesting to me. I feel like maybe that is true. Maybe she did label the ones that, you know, hey, this is the one you give me for this, and this is the one you give me for that.
Right.
Very clear that the shift of caregiver had shifted at that point. It was no
Absolutely.
longer Dee Dee taking care of Jip. It was Jip taking care of Dee Dee. Right?
Yep.
Shh. Ah. Stop growling
So
at me.
It's like, but I have something to say about it.
He's like, I have something to say.
okay. So
All right. Yeah.
um so Christy, are you thinking she put stuff there in
No,
order to
I'm
take a
thinking
pic,
she
or just lied
fabricated
about it?
a lie to with HBO, using that first picture that has no marker, the one that we've all seen. It's actually in the opener that I put out here for my documentary, you know, the
Mm-hmm.
opener we use. It's the classic one, you know, it's this first one that there's no marker, there's nothing, it's all organized, it's all like
Yeah.
this. And oh my God, it was just so striking. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
And
Right.
she has literally told that story over and over again, and is 100% in Mommy Dead and Dearest.
Mm-hmm.
I will find a clip of that, and I will show you guys exactly when she said this and how she said it and what she said,
Mm-hmm.
because we already know that she floated out Munchausen by proxy into the Facebook groups. We already know that she contacted MJ Pack and changed the narrative of the story that MJ Pack was reporting in real time on Thought Catalog. We
Mm-hmm.
also know that MJ was convinced to take all of the links down to all of the evidence and everything right before Gypsy got released. And now you can't even click on anything in Thought Catalog. But what's so funny is, hey, guess what? Megan gave me all of those screenshots when she was working for us.
Oh.
So I have them all still. So this to me smells like a cover up in so many ways. We
So
know
many
that the crime
ways.
scene does not fit. We know that the body is wrong. We know that the blood is wrong. The lividity is wrong. The whole thing is not right. And we're going to get into something about the, you know, decomposition of the body here in a minute, because there is no way that she was in the early stages of decomp, which is autolysis, which is basically where the body begins to start eating itself and the organs begin to liquefy. That
Yes.
would be within the first 24 hours to 72 hours, not 4 days later. In 4 days later, 4 to 5 days later, you should be in the bloat phase, where she should have been very, very bloated. There should have been a greenish color around her intestine area.
Yes.
There's none of that. The skin should have, if she was bleeding internally, the skin should have turned a blue, and she did not. It was very pallor white. You know, they call that visceral pallor.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's just unbelievable to
Yeah,
me.
the things that we've had to look up and learn about. I mean, so interesting. Number one,
Yeah,
number two,
right.
it really puts things into perspective when you understand what you're looking at. You know.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Exactly. There is no way David didn't smell Dee Dee. And he literally said, this
We
is really
just
interesting
talked
to
about
me.
this before we got live. didn't
Right.
we?
Well, I actually want to talk to you about something somebody sent me. Um, Give me 1 second to look it up
Okay.
because it is very interesting. It's statements made by Mr. Blanchard that really kind of got me thinking. And I appreciate you guys for sending this in
I love the help we've been
because
getting. Like, really,
it,
people have really been awesome helping us out.
yes, I'm so excited for all the help that we have been getting.
Yeah.
Um, I'm sorry, my dryer is shaking like crazy. Okay, hold on, let me get
I
it.
wish,
All
Maria.
right,
I don't know,
here
though.
it is. First of all, did you know that David Blanchard is ambidextrous?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Huh.
Yep, he's ambidextrous. And
Mm-hmm.
then there's a lot of other quotes that things that Smiley Jean sent in to me, but there's a very specific thing that I saw today. His statement, where did it go? It's not in that one. I like literally took pictures of all of it. That's not it either. Where did I put them? Hold
Yeah,
on.
Mandolin. My brother had to see a geriatric doctors. He had cirrhosis. So yeah.
Let me see if it's in here. I might have put it in my computer totally already instead of in there because I know I labeled it David. He does not like me at all. I can tell you that right now. That man does not like me.
That's interesting too. What
Yeah.
Sandra just said about the wife being Wiccan, and that maybe she could have taught some stuff to Gypsy. I don't know. I think all of them. I think the whole lot of them are shady. Every one of them. I think the
Every
people
single
that
one of them.
are that are involved with the Visicon, I think they're all shady.
Okay,
I
let
mean,
me
I
see if
went
we
through
can.
some pictures today, and man,
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking for a statement and
thank you,
I'll just
Mandolin.
see if I can find it real quick. But if not, I will put it out later. But what he said about finding the body is very, very interesting. And he states he didn't see a knife, he didn't see blood, and there
Mm-hmm.
was no odor. And that is interesting. Why did he say he didn't see a knife when he had no idea that Dee Dee had been, stabbed to death? Is it on my phone? I got to figure out where I put this. I freaking screenshotted it. Yes, it's on my phone. Here it is. Okay, hold on. Let me see if this is where it is. No, 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 no. That's about brain disease and the wipes and all that. I know I saved it somewhere. I just don't remember what I did with it, but um, it's an interesting statement for sure. It is
Yeah,
it is a statement he made to a news station. I will find it for you guys, but it literally states the knife first, then he states that it's there was no blood, and then he states he didn't smell anything.
right.
All three things are very suspicious in that actual freaking statement.
I mean, like I said, the house was not a big. It wasn't real big.
Right.
So it's gonna be pungent. It will. You walk in, that's gonna hit you. I don't
Right.
care. I don't understand. But
Right.
what I'd like to know, did the officers, were they smelling anything when they walked in? Do we have
They
anything on
they did
that?
not say that. They did not. Then and I don't remember Kay Hughes telling me that in her in the thing because she would have smelled horrifically.
Mm-hmm.
So the only explanation is that the body was kept cold somewhere, and you can say that that's the 45 degrees. But here's what I think is really odd about that. Okay, it wasn't set to or when they took pictures, it was not at 45 degrees. It was at 66 degrees and the house was about 70 degrees. So I'm thinking that's probably after they were going in and out, in and out, in and out, and it
Mm-hmm.
rose, right? But
Mm-hmm.
even if you set it to 45, one of our viewers explained to us that she did some research on it, and yes, that that thermostat does he does seem sus, very much sus.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for the super chat. We really
Thank you
appreciate
so
them,
much.
guys.
Yeah.
Everything we do here is on a volunteer basis, so we appreciate any little bit that you can send for helping us continue to do what we do. But okay,
Appreciate it so much.
So the only way that her body would not be in a further state of decomposition is if it was held somewhere very, very cold, very, very, very cold. Now, the air conditioner could not have done the job because it can only cool a house to 15 to 25 degrees less than what's outside. So we're talking around, it was 80 something around those days.
80 something that day.
We're talking about 60 some odd degrees, which would indicate why it was 66. Now, the crime scenes photo that I found where they're showing it's at 45, they turned it all the way to 45 at that point because they were trying to see how low it could go. It was not because of all that it was set to that way. Now, I don't know if it was set, and David, when he went through, he changed it. Okay. But thank you for following us from TikTok. Thank you. But it wouldn't have been enough to keep her body from decomposing. Now, a freezer would, and a walk-in freezer could be, or a walk-in fridge could, which I started thinking about this today. We were talking about how would they have transported her from wherever to wherever, so the truck would make sense as it being pulled into the grass there, and that it, that's when they took off. Okay. So they could have been bringing her body back, but I actually think there's a better explanation that could be very plausible. And it's that, it's the South. It's not the South, but it's Midwest. And, people do a lot of storing of food in these things. Like we had a huge freezer for years until we left our last house, and we decided we didn't want to carry it again because we didn't have anywhere here to put it.
Yeah, we used to have a big freezer.
It could have been a
Did you freeze? Are we both froze? Can you guys still hear me? All right, I gotta tell her that she's froze. I'm telling her. Hold on. Okay, you guys can hear me and not Fancy. All right, I'm trying to let her know. I'm trying to let her know. Okay, she's coming. She's gonna leave and come back. I'm good, Minlin. How you doing? Thanks for everybody coming tonight. Ocean, Michelle, Misty. But Alicia, the truck, this is where the truck comes into play, what we're talking about right now. Like if this, when we're just theorizing until we can figure this out, it's not conspiracy, we're just
my internet
just
went out. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Just random weirdness. Okay. So, it could have been a freezer like that in the shed.
She's back.
Because the shed did have electricity in there. There's a fan up in there. So it could have easily been out there. And I did see a smaller freezer like that inside the house, but definitely not something they could put a body in. And for those of you that think, oh, she's just spinning another conspiracy theory, I'd like you to look up how many times schmurderers put people into freezers and tell me that it's not fucking crazy.
I mean, has anything been not crazy with this fucking case? Like, seriously. Nothing is out of the realm to me of possibility because...
Yeah, I'm not talking about an up and down freezer inside of a freaking fridge. I'm talking about a big ass freezer.
Hey, Susie.
That's long in length and deep in way that they could have put her in there. And then we would never know because, yes, it was June. Because then we would never know. And they could have just taken away the actual freezer.
Mm-hmm.
And no one would know where she had been all that time. They said her body was cool. They said that it's very confusing. The autopsy itself is super, super confusing. So let me get this real quick for you guys. Because I've got it, I did a little thing on it today, and I want you guys to hear it. What the heck? Videos. Okay, I think it's
She
this.
would be challenging. That's why we feel like it was more than one person, if you know what I'm saying.
What noise?
Definitely more than one person was involved in this.
Okay, so I think this is the one I did where I kind of went into this a little bit. Bella's freaking bed in the towels, for heaven's sakes. I guess. I don't know. All right, here, guys. See if I've got it up here. That was crazy. All right, here we go.
Hey guys, it's Fancy, and you're watching the Good Wives Network. Now, earlier today, we were talking about all the dryer sheets that were all over the bed in Dee Dee's room on several different layers. And the other thing that we talked about is the stage of decomp is just completely wrong. And I will be going over that in more detail here, probably tomorrow for you guys, or later this evening, even if I choose to go do a live. But what I really want you to think about is that the decomp could not match even the 4 days that we've been led to believe that Dee Dee was unalived for. It still doesn't match. But everybody wants to talk about the 45 degrees again. Now, yes, she did set it to 45 degrees, the thermostat to 45 degrees. Yes, it does go that low. But here's the thing that we found out the other day through a viewer and doing our own research after she brought this to our attention, is that even if the thermostat was set to 45, it was over 80 degrees that year in June when her mother was supposed to be laying there for 4 or 5 days. And the air conditioner, while being set to 45, could not have ever cooled the house to 45. What would have happened is if it was trying to cool it to 45 fully and it went down that low, the air conditioner would have fucking frozen. So that's not going to happen. What we know is that it could have cooled it between 15 and 25 degrees lower than the temperature outside. And that would put us, right about 60 degrees or so. Could it possibly be 66 that the actual thermostat was set to when they entered the home after the search warrant and after David Blanchard had been in there? Because I think that might have happened. But I do not think in any way, shape, or form that Dee Dee died on that bed. Her body is weirdly placed. It's not a sleeping body. It looks like somebody just dragged it up there and threw it into that position. She has no freaking pillows under her head. She lays that way. There's no way that Gypsy could have ever slept in the bed with her if we believe that she was laying like that normally. That is just a very odd position. Now the dryer sheets are laid out in that exact same position. There is blood where it should not be and no blood where it should be. The bathroom has fingerprints everywhere. And throughout the house, there is blood all over the place. The kitchen, the hallway, the bathroom. But where there isn't really blood is the bedroom, where you want me to believe that this went down. Now, the biggest problem for me in all of this is Nicholas and his accounting of things, because he throws a monkey wrench into the timeline of everything. And so I'm really hard pressed to figure out how in the world did all of this go down? How in the world did the coroner, the medical examiner, make so many weird mistakes? Why do we not have time of death? Why do we have a pronouncing of death before anybody could have ever got in there and looked? Why do we have such strange things going on with David Blanchard and anyone connected to him? Not even Dan, David Blanchard. He's much more suspicious than anyone. But I do think it's odd that Gypsy and her crew led us to the wrong Dan Glidewell for many years, including during this year as well. Dawn Brown was still saying that was the right Dan, and that she was scared because she had to sit across the street or a table from his aunt, and how dare I do all of this and make her have to live in fear. Meanwhile, she knew that wasn't the right Dan. Now the new Dan, the Dan that everybody believes it is because, he has the Springfield address. He has been at VisionCon, and all those things just magically pops up for all of us. And he's definitely the right one. But why? Why would Gypsy out Dan now? Unless, one, she's trying to take the focus off of someone else. Or two, we all know how Gyp gets when she don't like something you've done. Just remember, the last person who got in my way is Dan.
Yeah.
Have a good one from the Good Wives. Serving up true crime, one dish at a time. Bye, guys.
Okay, so some people are asking, wouldn't the medical examiner know if she had been frozen? Yes,
Right.
He should know that. Now, she could have not been, remember, I only said that would be one possibility. They could have also had somebody in a walk-in refrigerator. It would have done the same thing to keep her in her body from decomposing like that. There's no explanation as to how there is no decomp. Rowdy, hush, please.
And like I said, we are theorizing right now, just until we can.
Right.
Because, man, there's a lot to theorize about.
This is all allegedly in our opinion for entertainment and education purposes only. That's it.
Hey, Jody.
So, yes, I have Facebook messages from David and things like that. Yes, Smiley Jean, we were just talking about those a minute ago. I was looking for the article, which I took pictures of, where he said, the knife, there was no knife, there was no blood, and there was no odor. And so that makes no sense. Now, Nicholas, like I said, is a problem inside of all of this, because I do believe he went to the house. I do believe that he did go ahead and jab her the 4 times. I do believe there's evidence to show that there was a left-handed and a right-handed stabber, which I did say that, David is ambidextrous. So we've got that. But I'm just saying that there's no way that the decomposition would be in the state that it is at all. Now, I saw somebody talking about how they can keep their house cool inside to like 68 when it's 100 and something outside in Arizona. I totally get that, and I've thought that before too. But I'm just thinking, I talked to my husband about it.
How. I mean, I lived in Vegas, and no way could we have kept it. I mean,
I can set it there, but it never gets all the way down.
If you have 2 units, we had 2 units in the one house, where one was for upstairs, one was for down. So that I could see maybe, because we were able to keep that house pretty cool. But no, I lived there.
There's absolutely no way that she died in that room. Okay, that's 100%. There is no way she died in that room. And people do things like this. This is the thing. You cannot apply logic and reason to crazy. Okay?
You cannot.
You can't. This is crazy.
Well, that you can't, you can say, well, that makes no sense, and that makes no sense.
Well,
none of this makes sense.
I mentioned the dryer sheets, and I want to show you the dryer sheets, because
I want to see
Ryan
that part.
is who actually, we were on a live at 1:00 in the morning, and we began looking at these dryer sheets. So let me show you that real quick.
Episode 385.
We'll start with where Ryan is talking about it, and then more of what we found later as well. So let me go ahead and, oh, good. It is that one. Okay. So, all right.
Episode 385 of how Ryan has entirely too much time to deep dive into Gypsy. In today's episode, I found out something really strange. I mean, really strange. I would love to hear what you have to say in the comments, to be honest. Y'all heard me go on and on about baby wipes. You're going to hear a whole lot about dryer sheets. Preface. We were looking at the lividity and how the body had the lividity of the bed mattress, even though there was a topper on top of it, but that's for another video. I want to show you guys something. Dryer sheets. Lots of dryer sheets underneath the foam topper. So there was a sheet, then a foam topper, And then the mattress. Those are dryer sheets. Hold on. There are more dryer sheets on top of the foam topper. Okay? Dryer sheets. Those are dryer sheets. And you say, well, obviously it has to do something with the markers because there's markers by the dryer sheets. Lots of markers by dryer sheets. But you know what? It can't be because of the dryer sheets, because there are dryer sheets right here that do not have markers on them. Weird. Another shot up here. No markers by said dryer sheets. These are dryer sheets. They stand up. Look at them. Look right there. They're standing up. These are freaking dryer sheets. This is actually the foam topper. We couldn't figure it out for a hot minute, but that is marker number 27. So this is on the foam mattress topper. Don't tell me that those are not dryer sheets. They stand up. They are creased. Those are dryer sheets. They're on. Look at this. Look, they're all over the place. Zoom in. Zoom in. I'm not even kidding. Y'all wanted to know how maybe the body didn't smell? There's about a box and a half of dryer sheets on top of the, so there was a sheet, and then there was the topper, which has dryer sheets. You take the topper off, there's dryer sheets on top of the mattress. Why would you literally take the time to put dryer sheets on top of a topper, take the topper off, and put dryer sheets on top of a mattress? This makes zero sense to me. Write in the comments what you think, because yes, I have entirely too much time on my hands, but do not tell me this is not weird.
Okay, so we've got that one. Oh, we're talking about the dryer sheets that were placed all over the bed, weirdly.
Yeah, now.
Yeah, okay. So look at this. This is the next part of this.
Hey, y'all, I got something even more.
Is it playing already? Let me make it big. And we can look at the pictures at another time if you guys want, because I'm about to, get off of here. But let me show you this part.
Hey, y'all, I got something even more interesting for you to see in this Gypsy Rose case, something that we never caught. So here you go. Mattress, spot, mattress, spot. Where that spot is, correct? Spot. So there's the spot. There's the spot. I had to do a whole lot of editing for this. There's the spot right there.
Explain that. All right. What's black behind her head? That is Dee Dee's actual body. So Dee Dee is not over here at all. But on this sheet right here is this huge pool of some of the blood that is there. Okay. It's one of the only spots that there's actual blood that goes through. So Dee Dee's laying over here. The blood is over here. I don't know how that happened unless it just leaked from out and it happens, but let's keep watching here. So we've got body, blood.
Okay. Mattress, spot. Sheet, spot. Same place. Look up there. Look up there. Same exact place. It was on the sheet. It was on the bed. Where is it on the mattress pad? Sheet and bed. Nothing on the mattress pad. Also, y'all remember those pads?
Okay, hold on.
I noticed the mattress pad right away, though.
Crap about who? No, we're showing something specific that she's helped with. All right. Yeah. No, you're fine. Okay, I want to show you guys one more piece of this that I found today. So there is blood somewhere else on the mattress pad, but not over here. But there's another part of this. If you guys just give me a second.
I don't think any amount of dryer sheets are going to cover up decomp.
No. I think that, okay, so there's a couple reasons why the dryer sheets could be down there. I think that Gypsy could have seen that her mother did that to make the bed smell good in general, right?
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Yeah.
Hundreds of them would make it smell better, right? And there would be no smell, so nobody would notice that my mom is laying there dead for 5 freaking days, right?
True. I could see why they would be. I see that, but I see what Gypsy would have been thinking.
Right. Now, my husband did a little bit of research on this morning, and what he found, I'm sorry, the photos are just not loading. It's irritating the hell out of me. What he found was that while dryer sheets, yes, could have been used for the fact to cover up the smell, supposedly, along with the baby powder, what else they could have been used for is to keep flies away. They actually
wow.
act as horse flies if you rub them on the body, and it will keep the flies from coming in there and 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 laying eggs and eating her body. And with the back door being ajar, there absolutely would have been flies drawn to that body if it had been laying there. So I mean, the pads could be something along that effect, but it still would not explain why she's not further decomped. And
Right.
even the body itself releases so many different types of toxins and things that the maggots and flies are just absolutely drawn to that. And yet we have no flies, we have no looking like something has been eating at her body, no maggots on her body. She is, I mean, really, really, really clean. You know what? I'm not finding what I'm looking for. Hold on a second. I really just wish I
Yes.
could get.
And it's unfortunate that I, can say I have smelled somebody who has passed.
Yeah.
And it, yeah, it's a very, it's worse than even a deceased animal. You know what I mean? It's not the
Yes.
same. It's not the same. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I get it. They would be overwhelming at first, but I don't know. Plus, if Dee Dee wasn't able to bathe or do a lot of things because she was pretty sick, they could have been doing that too, make the room smell fresh. Because, you can see that room was set up to where she was going to be sitting there for a while. She was going to be in there for a while. She had her pills, but her wallet was right there. Her phone was right there. Her remote was attached to the headboard. She had her little, lights up and everything. She had the setup going on.
And if you look at the rigor of Dee Dee's body, if it had been more than 36 hours, then the rigor should have released at that point. But when they rolled her over, her arm is literally plastered to her head.
Right.
Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. Hold on, let me go back
But
to.
it's up over. It's on her forehead.
Yeah, it's up on her forehead, and it's like it's stuck there. It's stuck. It's not just there. Hold on, let me see if it might be evidence markers. Let me see here. I want to show you guys because there's another piece of the bed that's missing in these two pictures, and I want to show you.
She's just so pale. She's just so pale when she should have been.
My computer not working properly. This is irritating the ever living fuck out of me.
And the missing, the missing blood. I mean, it all
is very concerning.
I mean, this is why we are theorizing to this point, because where is that? Where is that at? Where's the blood? Please tell me. Didn't soak in any of those pads. We're looking at those pads right now. I think she may have been drug in on one of those pads, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know.
Now we're moving.
They could have drugged her. They could have put her in a truck like that, put her on that mattress pad, and drug her ass. I'm telling you, multiple people were involved.
Had to be.
Yep.
She did not die in that bed. I'm very, very sorry, but she did not. All right, let me go down here. I'm looking for the pad in between these things, which is going to show you.
Yes, the marks on her wrists weren't mentioned either.
No, they weren't mentioned. All right, I think I'm where it is. All right, so here we go. All right, so this is what we're going to show. Let me
noodles. It's weird that there's talk about 500-year-old vampires and now the missing blood. That is too funny. You are right, though.
Well, it's also interesting that Dan the man, enjoyed dressing up as a freaking
he enjoyed that
vampire.
too, didn't he?
Yeah. All right. So this is what we're talking about. So Dee Dee's head was approximately, she was laying across this bed like this. Okay. You see my cursor going across? She was lying diagonally where 24 is. Now 24 would be indicative of some amount of fluid being released from the body, but definitely not as much that you would expect. She would have released her bowels. She would have released toxins from her skin and everything. It's just almost like she sweat to death on this bed. Okay, so here we go. That's the first part that I'm looking at. Now let me explain to you. All right, so now here is this. So that's over the foam mattress pad and in between the sheet and There. So again, we've got the same pattern. Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Same pattern.
Same pattern.
Matches up.
So now this is the mattress pad. Underneath that pad that has all of the dryer sheets all over it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not any blood here. Not any blood here at freaking all. Do you see that? There's one little blood spot right here, but there's nothing over here where that big old spot is on everything else, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you seeing it?
Yes.
Okay. But then we get to the actual mattress itself, and lo and behold, it's there again.
Wait,
more
what?
With more dryer sheets. And somebody keeps telling me that this is like the foam topper, that this is a foam topper. No, ma'am. This is the actual mattress. We can see it in the fact of, if you guys just give me 1 second here. Oh, damn it. It freaking went out.
Do we see the side of it? Because it does look like a topper.
It's not, though. It's the mattress itself.
I thought, honestly, I thought she had 2 toppers. I'm not kidding.
No, she has a top, a protector, a mattress pad, the topper. Then there's that thing. I'm trying to see where the bed, they show it from the
Yes,
side.
Misty. I agree.
They show it from the side. Hold on. Are you guys able to see all this? I don't want you to see it right now. So hold on.
I didn't think about, Anita said that what if it was a waterproof mattress cover?
Yeah, but still there would not be blood, then no blood, then blood, then
Right.
no blood.
It wouldn't be there, then not there. Yeah, that's bizarre.
Then there, then not there. I saw the bed. They took a picture of the bed, which showed that the mattress itself does have that pattern on it. I'm trying to figure out where it is. It's not in this one. It's
she's right, yeah.
But anyway, when you look at it, it's definitely, it is the mattress, is that. And if you think about the way that they're putting the markers down, so this is 25 and this is 26 and this is 20. So it's very confusing as to where did it go. And it does not seem, and then if you look at the patterns of whether this is the mattress pad or not, whether you think this is the mattress pad above the bed or not, it could be. But here's the thing. Do you see the swirling patterns here?
Yeah.
Okay. So the way that I'm looking at this is, if you had these swirling patterns on your body, wouldn't you need to be directly on top of this, not have
you would think
between? Okay, well,
how thick
let's
is the
try and finish it up here, because she did this work and I want her to be able to get the proper credit for it. So here we go.
Patterns, right? You remember the patterns? Remember the patterns? Remember the patterns? Patterns? Couldn't figure them out. Of course, we've always said this though. Patterns. There's the patterns. There's the patterns. There's the stuff up in the corner. Patterns and stuff up on the corner. There's the pads, smooth as can be. I may have too much time on my hands, but at least I catch shit.
So she would have had to been laying directly on that topper or mattress, whichever one you want to think it is. Are you there?
So then that really is baffling to me, because then how's there nothing on that?
You guys think that there is one that is that like that? There is a topper that's like that, and now they sell them in blue and all that stuff. But what I'm telling you still is the blood does not add up. No matter which way you look at it, it still doesn't add up right. It's completely wrong. And the mattress is taken, that they take a picture of the mattress, and the mattress has that pattern on it. There is no other mattress pad taken into the crime scene photos and into custody. They don't do it. It's the freaking mattress. That mattress has that pattern. So any which way you look at it,
whether it's the mattress or whether it's a pad, there was something over top of that should have that had all the stuff on it, right? And then she's got that pattern on her that wasn't what she was laying directly on. That wasn't what she was laying directly on. Am I right?
That's not what she was laying directly on, according
Okay.
to whatever the difference is. Yeah,
Right.
no, she
When you
would
look
have
at
had
the
to lay
pictures,
directly on top of it, not through a sheet, not through
mm-hmm,
a mattress pad, not through a topper,
mm-hmm,
not through that. You know?
mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? Because let me say, okay, because I bought one and I didn't like the pattern on it,
Yes,
right?
they do have a carpet
Okay,
cleaner.
so listen. So I didn't like the pattern on it because I didn't like how it made me feel when I was sitting on it, laying on it, whatever. So I flipped it over and the other side didn't have it, right? But
Right,
yet it didn't sink through to my body.
right.
And it was about 2 inches thick. So that
Yeah,
didn't sink through. I didn't get the lines on myself. So yeah, now you really
right.
got me
No,
thinking.
exactly, Angela. The topper wouldn't leave a pattern if the sheet was on it. And there is blood on it in the exact same spot, but it doesn't make any sense to me. None of this makes any sense. I don't think they even sprayed luminol.
I don't either.
There is no luminol except for there's luminol on the one bed, or they show it with a black light. I don't even think it's luminol because it doesn't glow blue. It just shows with the black light that there is some sort of substance on Gypsy's bed.
Semen.
What there is in the bathroom, if you want to know, which I find really interesting, because the bathroom is so freaking clean. Can I show you guys some things that are in the bathroom, though? Let me show you. See, am I showing it? No. Okay, hold on. I'm looking for something specific. So let me see if I can find it real quick.
I feel like she made sure that Dee Dee felt every single thing, from the weapon that she chose to the medicine she didn't take, all the way around. I think she is just an evil little villain that, yeah.
Yes. All right, let me see if I can find this. It's not in evidence markers. Crime scene photos, inside house. Let me see if that's where it is. Okay.
Because none of this had to happen at all.
None of this had to happen.
At
She
all.
was outside with the bugs. Don't you remember? She could have just walked her little ass on out of there, but no, she didn't do that. All right, let me see if this is where they showed them.
Hey, Mimi.
No, it's got to be in the evidence markers. Okay, hold on. Let me keep scrolling through here to make sure.
Yeah, Trixie, I was wondering what you meant. I figured you misspoke on that one.
What?
She's like, this has been 25 years. A lot of things have changed. And people are like, what are you talking about? She made me stop and think too. I'm like, really? No.
No.
Her brain part skipped in my brain. I'm like, wait a second. You're making me think now. But yeah, that.
At the bathroom. I want you guys to see.
She is just a little villain.
So that is actually on the driveway. That's the gum. The cap is up on the actual porch.
So the gum is red?
Yeah, the gum is red. Let me show you. And interestingly enough, it doesn't have it. We have missing pages. The pages 1 through 6 are not in the evidence marker page that has 1 through 7 on it is not in there. But that's the gum. There you can see the gum. I scroll in. That's the gum. And so the cigarette butt is probably right here underneath this, wherever.
Yep.
Because
it's
right
sorry,
there.
I took the banner down.
I think the cone is covering it.
Okay, I see it.
Get to 7. Right here is 7. That's the red cap, and that's on the front porch.
And the butt is pinched, I noticed, which a lot of guys will pinch it when they're putting it out, or when they're smoking it, they pinch it.
Okay, so hang on, I'm still looking for the bathroom. Because the bathroom is very interesting to me. And again, Dee Dee did not have any pillows under her head. No, nothing. Literally, like she just got thrown up onto this bed and left there.
I think wasn't it like indoor, outdoor carpeting?
in the shed? Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, it was. Okay, hold on. I got to get the zoom in of this. Come on.
No, I did not misbehave. She said way up above.
Okay, again, that's not what I was looking for. They did the freaking thing, and I know that when they did the bathroom, it had fingerprints everywhere, and now I can't find it again. I swear to God, everything moves around in this thing.
I know.
Every day, I'm like, hey, you know what? I think I have this, and then I look for it, and I'm like, it's not there now. What the hell?
Well, yeah, look what happened today when I was working on something, it disappears. And then, did you put it back because it was there then?
No, I didn't do any of that.
Are you serious?
I'm very
That's
serious.
weird.
Okay, here we go. All right, so here we go. We're going to start here in the bathroom. Oh, no, we're going to start on 134. Okay, so here's the bathroom. Add to stage. All right, so here's the bathroom. And if you start to look at that. There's a handprint right there, right? Do you see it? It's an outline of a hand. And it's outlined in black because they used the dusting powder. So let's keep going. They mark it. Okay, so that's a close-up, more close. More fingerprints there. Another fingerprint he's showing right there. Okay, so here's the sink. There are fingerprints on the sink, all over the sink. Fingerprints, 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 fingerprints. You can see them, they're everywhere. And the next place they're going to be is right there on the tub. There's fingerprints up here, and that's a fingerprint right there. There you go. Better picture of it. Better picture of it.
Right. That's what we were saying. The way she was laying, it was, yeah. How was Gypsy supposed to sleep?
So there's just tons and tons of, fingerprints in this bathroom. And there's tons and tons of blood in the kitchen. The back door to the kitchen is open, which makes me wonder why David would think that he needed to go through a window. And I also like to know why David told everybody his name was Charles.
What is that about?
I can't figure it out. He knows his wife is standing right there. It's not like she lied about who she was.
If you know what, my apologies to you, Misty. It might not have been you that even said it.
No, sweetheart, the cats were not locked in the bathroom. The cats were found wandering the neighborhood. But he didn't go through that window.
Oh, it was misbehaving, I think. Misbehaving was, are you the one that asked about the damn theory? Somebody said something about the back door. What I had thought was that it's been the back door the entire time, and they just threw the stuff, because that kitchen was unbearably, I mean, come on. That was way trashed for a kitchen. They could have totally threw stuff over by that back door to make it look, like I said, anything is possible. And when they were putting stuff over there, maybe the door wasn't all the way shut and opened up again. I don't know. It's weird. He did not go through that window, though. I know that bucket much. He did not go through that window.
Okay, so it could be the topper, but it still doesn't make sense if that's the topper and the foam is on top or below that, why this would have barely any blood, and then the other one has no blood, and then it just doesn't make any sense. None of it makes any sense. I think it's the mattress, but it could be a topper, but still it doesn't make sense for her to be on top of the topper. She had other things in between her and the topper. She had, obviously, if you look at it, so let's say the topper, it's a topper, and then the foam is underneath the topper. Fine. Okay, so that could explain why the blood did not keep going down in that spot. But yet there's a very tiny little spot on the freaking foam part. So how did that blood get through, but the other blood didn't get through? Okay, so if you go up from there, so let's say that's That's the topper. We don't see the mattress. It's the topper. Then there's another topper, which is the one with the patterns on it, right? So this is the way you guys are thinking, and one of our viewers is thinking. And then if there is the mattress protection sheet on top of that, and then the flat sheet, the pink sheet on top of that, and then all the blankets that are on her, I'd like you to explain to me, how did the patterns get on her legs and arms?
Right.
And they're pretty deep in there. They're
Oh,
not
yeah.
just like, oh, it's kind
ingrained.
of,
They're
it's
ingrained into her.
Yes. So there is no possible way that she could have been that way unless she was laying directly on the thing with the pattern.
And if you want to go with the weight of her and fluid and things like that, and she kept sinking in and in and in, then why didn't it look like that on the mattress itself?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And she wasn't really sunk all the way in there at all.
And why is David, I'd like to know, why is David visiting with Gypsy? Because she did look nervous when somebody said, hey, did David help you move her body or something like that? And then she made that weird whatever she did, and then said, yeah, he's coming to visit. Like, are they still socializing?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what's that about? He's way too involved. I do not trust this David guy.
I don't trust him at all. I don't trust him as far as I could throw him in with my bad.
He's way too involved.
Right? Yeah. No, I mean, it's way too involved.
He's pervy, in my opinion.
He was adamant about putting himself in that room. I just want you guys to see one more thing too. There's one more thing. It's interesting to me. Let me go back up here, because there's fingerprint somewhere else, and I want you to see where the fingerprint is. That's somewhere else. It's very interesting. And you know what's really great about Dee Dee's house? Because she had all the rooms painted differently, you can actually 100% tell what room you're looking at. It's wonderful. So I want you guys to look at this. Number 43.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about either, that he didn't see her body, but I can't speak on that because there's an investigation.
Okay, so if you look here at 43, there is blood on this light switch that's inside of Dee Dee's room. There's there. That looks almost like a little bit of a fingerprint there. They're still looking at the blood. Okay, now, if I go up a little further, the hallway is orange. Let me find the hallway. All the computers that they have. There were tons of computers. Okay, wait a minute. The hallway. So this is interesting. You know, here's the
saint. Said the lights didn't turn on. He just had so many different things
in the middle of the floor, right? You guys have seen that. That's the Saints hat. And this is not what Nick describes as being the cleaner that they used. He says that they used a red cleaner. And I don't know how he would not have seen all these bottles everywhere if he walks down this hallway and into this house. But you guys see here, that's blood, 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 blood.
Yep, everywhere.
And if she got her knuckles bruised from scraping up the freaking blood, how the hell do you explain all this freaking goddamn blood?
Yeah.
There you go. That's my little song for the day. Hang on though. That's the hallway. That's the hallway. If you look at the kitchen in a minute, it's all over the kitchen, but I'm looking for, hold on, I got to turn this off. So in case it has anything of the body or anything, I don't want to have that problem.
Yes. We thought Flower Power, it looked like they were packing up to move. Yes. Because there's the lamp that has the cord up around it, and and there's garbage bags, you know what I mean? Yeah. Good old garbage bags. They do come in handy when you got to move. But I do. I think they were moving.
Hold on. Okay.
Yeah, see, Smiley, I thought David lived in the whole habitat community, and he doesn't. He lives 6 minutes away.
He lives 8 miles down the road.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought he was an actual neighbor.
So here we go. This is the kitchen. I want to show you these.
Exactly, Lasita. I agree.
All right. So blood, 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 blood.
Mm-hmm.
More blood. More blood.
And why wasn't
Blood.
Nick just covered in it?
Blood. Blood.
Mm-hmm.
More blood. More blood. More blood. More blood.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All over the freaking kitchen. Everywhere. That's a great big blood.
We checked into that, Misty, about her having diabetes and the blood flow.
Look, it's all over the cabinets. It's on the upper cabinets.
Mm-hmm. But
On
it
the
ain't on the walls in the room.
But it's not on the walls in the room, but it is on the walls in the hall, in the actual hallway. It's all over the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to see that, here we go. We start here. This is the hallway. So it's here.
Exactly. I mean, he
up.
was wearing dark clothes. It was kind of hard, but I mean,
Look
even
at that.
his
There's
shoe.
blood right there, right?
There was like one little drop on his shoe. I mean,
blood over here, blood down here.
Mm-hmm. That's splatter.
More blood over here.
That would be splatter
More
in the hallway.
those cleaning supplies.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've got to figure out where the heck is the I light switch in the actual house.
Yep.
Is
Ceresaurus. That's what we think. We think that too.
What'd you say?
She was killed and moved.
She had to be. There's no other explanation.
And I still want to find out if it's more difficult to jab a corpse or a person that's alive, because I honestly am feeling like she was gone when Nick was there. I really do. I really, really do. So if anything, he abused a corpse.
Right.
Because when that came out, I don't care who you are, when you plunge that in and you pull that out, as graphic as this is, I'm sorry, trigger warning, when you pull that out, that it's going to go everywhere. It's going to go everywhere. It would have been all over him. It would have been all over that room. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it would have been everywhere. It would have been everywhere, and it's not. And I can't find it right now, but there is a light switch in the hallway that has prints on it. They show it somewhere here. But I mean, if you're just looking down this hallway, it just, nothing makes any sense with this freaking hallway. It just, none of it makes sense. Like, there's nothing in this whole freaking thing makes any lick of sense. Nothing.
Did they ever look in the junk in that room? Did they look under that junk? I'm wondering, could something have happened in another room and they threw all that junk on top?
No. See, no. That's the thing. They didn't look through any of that junk. They don't have it cataloged. They didn't freaking take it out of the house. It's still left in there. They don't have hardly any evidence but markers in there at all.
Right. They just bypassed it. Like, fuck that, I ain't going in there.
Right. He said she was screaming when he cut her neck. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no defensive wounds. There is no indication that she raised up, she hit him, she grabbed him, nothing. The only nick she has is the one nick on her left hand.
Right.
You know, and so if you're thinking about it, that's the one when she's laying down. The left hand is the one that's underneath the body like this. So if that's where it was, you're looking at the right hand side of her neck. That's where the right hand side of her neck had the incised wounds. So if her hand was right there, they could have nicked her hand. Now here's the other thing about Nicholas, and Nicholas telling us that she had to clean up the blood of what he was actually where he was cut. Guess what? Mm-hmm. He was cut on his left hand, not his right hand. So how are you jabbing with your left hand and stabbing yourself and nicking yourself? You wouldn't. You would be stabbing and maybe like nicking your hand. But there's no, unless he turned it around and just went on his own fucking hand.
Yeah, because I mean, Elizabeth, she took like 3 baths that day, so I can totally see she was the
And
one that was a mess.
I'm telling you, on the 8th is the first time that she tells him that
Yeah,
she
the
made
shed.
peace with her mother.
Mm-hmm.
After she ghosted him for 6 hours, then ghosted him for 2 more hours individually. So 1 hour and then another hour and then another half an hour somewhere else on the 8th. Okay. He gets into town on he's on the bus on the 8th. He is in St. Louis on the 9th. And by the time, he's on the bus on the 9th. That's what it is. And no. I remember it. I'm right. He's on the bus on the 8th and he
Right.
arrives in Springfield on the 9th of the morning of the 9th. And
In the
she says, I
morning.
don't want to do it now. We're going to wait till tonight. And we're going to do it around, 4:00 in the morning. Cause that's when my mom usually falls asleep and she takes her pills. Well, then at 1:00, she messages him on the 10th. Now it would be the 10th, but it's in the evening of the 9th, so from the 9th to the 10th. So 1:00 in the morning, she messages him at 1:08 p.m. or 1:08 a.m. that she's taken her sleeping meds. And so it's getting close. And she says something again about making peace with her mother again.
Mm-hmm.
And then at 1:20 something, she says, oh, mom's already drifting off to sleep. Get in the cab. Come on over here. So if Dee Dee was taking a sleeping pill at 1:08 and by 2:30, she's dead. Where's the sleeping pill? And when did it have time to even remotely go into effect?
Right.
She would not have been that inebriated from it, or that, the consciousness would not have been that deep yet. Now, by 4:00 in the morning, yeah, it could definitely be she's in this really comatose type of state of sleeping. Yes. What?
Oh God.
Sure. Here. You still have this cup.
And the fact that this little shit is out there making money, oh my God, I just can't. I just don't even want to see her face. I just can't even get over.
Okay. And watermelon sugar high. Yes. Okay. So the insulin injection could be the explanation for all of this. Okay. And if so, she could have been in a diabetic coma if she was either withholding an insulin from her and her sugar was outrageously through the roof. She could have gone into what's called a diabetic reaction and then a diabetic coma. My mother did that a million times from the age of 6 to when I left at 17. I cannot tell you how many times I had to call an ambulance because my mother did not take care of eating and insulin properly. So it could be that her sugar was so high she's in a coma, or it could be that they gave her an extra shot of insulin and it overdosed her. But what the thing is there's no way to test for that. Insulin cannot be detected in the body at that point without a very expensive test. And even then it's very inconclusive because your glucose ceases to exist the moment that you stop breathing. So her bloodstream, you could not test whether or not there was insulin in the bloodstream or not. And on top of that, it's very hard because even as a diabetic, your body still produces some amount of natural insulin. The problem is not that it doesn't produce any insulin. It's a lack of the right production of insulin. So there's no way to test for that. So that could be very, very, a very big explanation as to why she's lifeless when Nick is doing all of this. And her time of death is wrong. There is no time of death. They give no time of death. Nothing. There's no detailing of what the stomach contents are other than, oh, yep, there was food and there's no pills. You normally on an autopsy get a detailed list of what the hell is in the stomach. Like the contents of the stomach. It's like, oh, well, she had, half a piece of bread and and there was bile and there was this and there. No, just undigested food, no pill.
Nothing in there, nothing out, none of her medication at all.
No medication.
Nothing.
No time of death. Nothing. The autopsy gives us jack all. And on the very first page, he fucks it up by saying that he pronounced her dead on the scene at 3:13 p.m. when the cops didn't even arrive till 3:57. So,
Thanks
sir,
for
you're
being
pronouncing
here,
her
Misty.
dead before you even were called to get out there. Let's just take out the fact that, he doesn't enter the house till 8 o'clock, sometime between 8 and 10 p.m. Let's just take that out. You're telling me that at 3:13 p.m. when the call went out and you were
Right.
not on the scene and no one showed up until 3:57, which means then at 3:57 they would have had to call the medical examiner out there, and maybe he arrives by 4 o'clock, but why would he? Because we don't have a body yet. So
Right.
you're telling me this man just goes, oh, well, the call came at 3:13. I'm going to use that as the way to pronounce her dead on the scene. No, just no.
Makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. Like, how many people are actually involved in this?
Exactly. Thank you so much. Dee got killed the same date her mother died. I don't think so. I don't think so. Well, technically you might be right. Because, okay. Hold on one moment. I've got my husband calling.
That's okay. What was the question? Time. Missouri needs to be held accountable. Missouri was, I just can't with Missouri.
Yeah.
The thing is, oh, go ahead.
No, okay, go ahead, Amy. That's fine.
I was just saying that once that they had the confession, they stopped any more investigating. So that's why we're really working on this and trying. Hopefully, somebody's going to see this and want to, look into it. Oh, she left again. So Dee Dee's mom passed away on the 9th. Let's see. Yes, she did have the diabetes for dummy. June 9th, 1997 was where Emma. So
basically, this gives you. I'm sorry, Amy. I didn't know you were talking. I'm so sorry.
So, no, it would have been the 9th then. If her mom passed away on the 9th.
Right. So, but okay. So at 9:36 p.m. on the 8th, she basically tells him that she just got home from the 6-hour wait at the hospital, changing her feeding tube, that she didn't need changed at all. It wasn't infected or anything. And she signed herself out of that. I did not see a time stamp on when she signed out. So that was kind of upsetting to me. Okay. I wish that was on there, but it's not. There are other papers on that table that I do believe belong to Dee Dee, because it's some of the medications that I think Dee Dee was on. There's also a Dollar General receipt from the 9th. That's interesting to me. It's like a bunch of baking pans, interesting. And one of the things that I'm thinking, so if at 9:30 she's getting home from there, she tells Nicholas goodnight. She watches the movie with her mother. She paints the nails, like she said, all of that stuff, right? And then she goes to bed. So the same thing. Dee Dee takes her sleeping pill. She goes to bed or whatever, even if she didn't take the sleeping pill, but because it's still not in there. So they ate. So I think between eating and going to sleep that night is when Dee Dee passed. And I think maybe that's when the injection was given to her, because I give my husband his injections at night, not during the day. My mother took them at day and night, but she was type 1. So got the insulin shot, gave her an extra shot. She goes to bed. She's still got the stomach contents in there. Then she dies on the 9th, in the early morning of the 9th, instead of the early morning of the 10th, which so like around 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Then she is already, out by the time Nicholas gets there. If not all the way gone, almost all the way gone. There's no way.
Because if you don't have any medication in your system, you're not going to be that lethargic.
Unless the insulin. Yep. Unless it's the insulin. Now, I do have one last thing I wanted to put up.
Because she does say how her mom said, I'm feeling more relaxed now. Please don't hurt me.
Right. Please don't hurt me. I'm not dead yet.
Yeah.
You got all those things. Yep. Every single one of those things.
I think there's always a little bit of truth in everything she says. There's always lies, but there's always a little bit of truth.
Right. Okay.
And that's the
So
only
the
time
last
she
thing,
cried. Go ahead. Sorry.
last thing I'm going to put up here is this letter from Christy. And apparently, now I cannot verify that this has happened. Somebody came in the live and said to me that Christy is going around telling people that the letter that is included in the book that we have, the handwritten letter that we put in the book, is not from her. And she did not write that. And she did not write a letter to me and all of that shit, right? That's what we're hearing right now. That is what
Right.
allegedly I have heard that she is saying now. I want to show you guys how that is absolutely not true. Now, she did write it up on a computer at first, and then she sent me the actual pieces of paper that I have. But let me play this for you.
Hey guys, it's Fancy, and you're watching the Good Wives Network. And since we're on the topic of Christy Blanchard and the fact that she says she didn't write me a letter and she's now disputing that letter, let me get you some proof. So, Christy, isn't that you saying that you're in the zone writing the letter to me? You say up here that you're on page 3 and you're just to the part where he left her on his 18th birthday. You want details, so you will get details, right? Oh, here's where you tell me that you wrote 2 pages so far of telling our story. Still have a lot to go. I'm just at the night of the wedding, their wedding. Right before you send me this saying, hey, look what I found. I found these things from Rod from high school. Well, there's the first letter. You guys can pause to read. Here's the second one that you can pause to read. Because he was probably going to juvie, she said. I thought that was funny that he thought he was going to juvie, and so he wrote me this letter. So, Christy, can you tell me again how you didn't write a letter and it's not right and it's fake and it's not a real letter? Because you didn't just write one like that. You also wrote me a handwritten one that we took pictures of and we have as well. So, I don't know. Weird, wild stuff, right? Christy, you've got a lot of explaining to do today, so you might want to start with the medicine cabinet story. You might want to start with that one. And while you're at it, can you please explain to me how blood is on a sheet and on a mattress, but not the topper in between? Can you please explain that to me, because I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, I would love to know that.
At all. The math just ain't mathin', folks.
Nope.
Have a good one from the Good Wives. Serving up true crime. One dish at a time.
One dish at a time.
Bye, guys. Mwah.
So there you have it, guys. That's pretty much the things I wanted to cover tonight. I'm not going to stay on a whole lot tonight. I might come back later and maybe do a Q&A if my husband goes to bed early enough and I can do it quietly, because I don't want to disturb my family all night. But
Right.
I may be back, in a little while, 11 o'clock or so, and maybe we'll do a Q&A. But I just, I put out a lot of videos today. There is one more that is out there, and it talks about the distance it is from Gypsy's home to a rather large lake. I mean, it's not a huge lake, but it is a good sized lake. It is 0.9 miles, and it is only 20 minutes by foot and 2 minutes by car. So I'm wondering, hey, did you throw that other knife in there? I don't know.
Right.
But I mean, Christy, honey, you've got some explaining to do, and so does HBO, and so does Mike Stanfield, because what I'm looking at right now is a complete and utter cover-up by the 4 of you. Allegedly, in my opinion, for entertainment and educational purposes only, and I do think that might fall under accomplice after the fact. Don't know the statute of limitations on that yet, but I'd be watching your back about it, because
Vance, there got to be a reason why they've been trying to shut you up.
Absolutely.
Come on now.
Absolutely.
And now they're going after all the other creators. So
right. And by the way, since you guys, I made a mistake today. I did think that Nick's CaseNet had been updated and that there had been official certified copies requested. No, they're not certified copies requested. And the funny thing is that's one of my people. I didn't even notice beforehand. So yeah, it's just her requesting all of the documents that we have not received from before. Dan Patterson, Melissa Moore, Aaron Lee
Yep.
Carr,
Yep.
HBO, Mike Stanfield. You all have some very, very, very interesting things that you need to start explaining, because this is looking a whole lot of sus as fuck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So there you have it, folks.
Yeah. Yeah. For
Thanks
now,
for
anyways. We
right,
got
thanks
much more.
Right. We've got a lot more. Every day we're getting closer and closer to understanding the truth of this case better. Every day it just confuses me more and more, but I believe we have all the pieces now, and it's just a matter of us putting them
Putting
together,
them together.
having our experts look at them and verify these things. Oh, I know Mike Stanfield follows Bree. He also follows me all over the place and listens to my lives, apparently, because, when I called to ask him why he didn't serve me in my civil case,
Right.
yeah, he yelled at me and said, "I saw your live last night
Right.
and you were talking crap about me." Yeah, Mike,
Yeah.
I was talking crap about you, and I'm going to continue to talk truthful
Yeah,
crap
you ain't
about
nobody. You ain't nobody except a Jip. No one else gives a shit.
I'm also going to ask, are you the one that sent in the letter to TikTok about our court case so that my TikTok would be fully taken down? Are you the one, or is it the lawyer down in Louisiana that's just as suspicious as anyone else? Let's just say it's all sus as fuck. Have a good one from the Good Wives, serving up true crime. One dish at a
One
time.
dish at a time. Thanks for
Bye,
being here,
guys.
everyone. Bye.
Mwah.